I'm low-key annoyed at that because I thought that would work. Now I'm live. What? Yeah, what is that? Okay, it's all about there. Hey, best laid plans, guys. Maybe I like had it set to like private or something, but I don't think so. Yeah, I just couldn't handle the awful news. Okay, the guiding forces of D&D for the last decade are both departing Wizards of the Coast. Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford have been part of the D&D design team for decades and were two of the lead designers of the game's current 5th edition rule set, which has become the most popular rule set in the game's history. After leading the design of the new... Yeah, we know all this. Why Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins are leaving. Speaking to Screamrant about the pair's departure from the company, WotC VP of franchise and product, Jess Lanzillo, said that this was something that the company had prepared for. Both of them have been working on D&D for a very long time. That's fair. It's been a point of discussion for some time and something that we've been training up everyone for. 1 second. Sorry, Lanzillo said it's been a point of discussion for some time and something that we've been training up everyone for. They feel really good about the teams and that they have in place and legacy that they passed on. Man, I can't read today. The timing of the departure was also deliberate, as both waited for the newly revised core rulebooks to come out before leaving the D&D team. Yeah, fair. It was probably like in their contract. And like, why would you leave when you've worked for that long on something without seeing its fruition? Who will we message on Twitter now when we have rulings questions? That is true. I do not know. I actually don't know. Like, there's a few other like Wizards of the Coast faces, I guess, that I kind of recognize, but they've been so fully like, whoa. They've been so 100% like their faces of it all. So, honestly, who knows? I'm still bummed that my YouTube scheduled live didn't work. I'm going to have to look into why. So I was excited. I was like, I'm going to have it scheduled. It's just going to go live when I go live. Like, yeah. Imagine you get Matt Obven in his rules lawyers. They won't. I don't think, and this might be fair, I don't think Wizards of the Coast like giving too much power outside of like the company itself. Pac-Man Fever, thank you for the follow. Casey Crow, yo. Emergency Game, what? Are you live on YouTube? I'm watching live on YouTube right now. Oh, yeah, I am live on YouTube. Yeah, so I set up a scheduled live, and it said, like, I was good to go. You don't need my face that big. And then I went live, and I went live in OBS, but nothing happened on YouTube. And so I had to, like, delete that live stream and restart again. So now I'm live on YouTube, thank God. But you know how you see some people who, like, schedule a live stream for a time and they just go live and it works? That's what I wanted. Lost to the glitch. I've recorded it, Silence, don't worry. But good, I'm glad I'm live now. How is everyone? We're just looking into the genuinely sad news. I liked both of them, but I especially liked Jeremy Crawford. So, and I thought he was going to take on like the Chris Perkins position now, of like being the like most forward-facing person. Screen Rant also confirmed with Lanzillo that both Perkins and Crawford's departures were on their terms and not part of some wider corporate move. I gotta say that corporations can make wider corporate moves with the intention of pushing people out, and then when they push people out, they say, "Oh, they left on their own terms." It's like, yeah, because you did this though. They would have stayed on their own terms if you hadn't have done the things you did. Oh man, the most frustrating thing about this is we may never know truly what happened. Johannes, how's it going? I'm gonna be. We're doing a quick news cycle, but I'm gonna be prepping my my D&D game for like today, mostly. I got a plan I could do with your guys' inputs on some stuff, but for the most part, we'll be speedrunning some prep for tonight. It should be fun. Fakir, hello sir, hello sir. Well, hello there. I'm glad I caught you early this round, though I'm still working, so I'll just listen. Listen away. It's one of those things where you finished a major keystone creative project and you do ask yourself, okay, do I have the next one in me for right now? Do I want to do something a little bit different? Lanzillo said. I think any creative can identify with that. Oh, I don't know. I want to know if they left on bad terms, though. I don't like that we're hearing this from Lanzillo, from someone else, and not Perkins or Crawford. I think when you have two team leads who have worked at a place for a long time and have like a position there and I like have a community around them, they don't just leave to do something new. Maybe they do, but two of them, both of them, I feel like they weren't enjoying themselves. And that might be because they literally have worked on it for too long and they got too close and it became whatever to them. Or it might be because they weren't enjoying themselves because of other aspects. You know what I wouldn't be surprised at, actually? I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Perkins and Chris Crawford both left because of, like, caused by Wizards of the Coast, exasperated by the community. I think they've had a lot of like hate tweets and a lot of like people coming after them for what they've done to D&D, like what Wizards of the Coast have done. And maybe they were just like, I don't like being this like focus of negativity at all, so I'm out. And you know what? Fair. Absolutely fair. Like, I can imagine that is the case. Like, if you worked, just working for, being a face or forward-facing person at a company that gets so much hate monthly, I'd be seriously considering leaving as well. Who will replace them? No direct replacements were named. No one will directly step into replace Crawford or Perkins. However, Lansdale mentioned that James Wyatt and Wes Schneider, principal designers who have been part of the D&D team for years, will both have a bigger place at the table. So they'll replace them. What would you add for traps on a desert pyramid dungeon? Ooh. Second. Realised I didn't have that up there. Oh my god, there's going to be so many Wizards of the Coast, D&D is dead, fire behind, Jeremy and Chris's face on the front with like red glowing eyes. Whatsy's done it again. Videos. What would you add for traps on a desert pyramid dungeon? I would go and watch The Mummy. Go and watch like The Mummy, or like I'll check out like a bunch of like movies from it that were all set in Egypt and just see what they're doing there. Thanks, Rogue. Greg Bilsland is the real replacement. I think they brought him in to restructure the whole team. Oh. They're not talking about that. The roadmap remains the same. We've already set up the leads for all these future projects. Chris and Jeremy don't need any substitutes at this moment because they're both in very high level roadmapping roles and capacities for the last year. They've been helping us gather that strategy, set it together, help us figure out the correct casting for everyone on particular efforts. We feel really good about it, and we are really happy that they're able to contribute this. Oh man, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, they built the whole roadmap, and we strategized, and we got it into a position where we can really take off and do some amazing things. So they left before we do the amazing things that they set up and planned, because that's what people do. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. I would like to hear from Chris or Jeremy. He's one of the big faces of Whatsy like 10 years ago and just announced he is rejoining the team. Ah, okay. Oh, man. The D&D YouTube channel is going to be very different moving forwards. I joined the team a little over a year ago. Working with Jeremy and Chris has been one of the privileges of my career. Oh, they're brand new still. I could care less about Chris Perkins leaving, but Jeremy Crawford's exit fills me with dread. Okay, no need for that. I'm sure they meant it as a positive, but I don't want cool, new, weird ideas. I just want them to make better D&D like they used to. It's a pretty disgruntled community we have here. Okay. Onwards and upwards to some prepping for tonight's game. I've got a couple of hours. I don't need a couple of hours, I don't think. But I could do with some input from chat in general. Oh, also, did you see that Baldur's Gate 3? The new patch has finally been announced and is coming out in like, I think like a week or something. Or like 5 days. Prepping 2, we shall all prep together. Group prep hangout session. Have to admit, I was stunned Crawford left though. Perkins was a little surprising, but he had also changed roles anyway, effectively stepping away and had a 30-year career. Not surprising to retire. How many uses of wish do they have? Well, okay. I feel like we're going to keep dipping back into this, because I do think this is a big story, that Jeremy Perkins and Chris Crawford have left. Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins have left. It is a red flag to me when two leads or two high up people leave around the same time, because it feels like in my past experience, which as limited as it is, when that has happened in the past, I know that happening, and it's almost always one of them leaves because of something and is like disgruntled. They don't like what was happening, they don't like the way it was going, they tried to like make a stand, they didn't get their way, so they're like, okay, I'm leaving. And the company was like, okay, goodbye. And then the second person is like, you're not going to get him back. You just got to treat him like that. If you're doing that to him, then I'm out. And then they get out. And that's kind of what I feel like might have happened here, you know? Wow, what am I missing? Oh, the two like most public facing figures at Wizards of the Coast who designed D&D and designed this latest edition and 5e in general have just left the company at fundamentally the same time. But yeah. Okay. Main story for tonight is the captain always goes down with his ship. However, the engineer is usually the first to drown. I reckon they didn't design it well enough and were out. I just think, look, there's no way that Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins have just sat there for the past 3 or 4 years and just watched the OGL happen. Watched like every single little piece of drama come out. Watched the hatred from like the YouTube space in general build up against Wizards of the Coast, and seen Wizards of the Coast make questionable decision after decision after decision. And there's no way, like, who's the other guy? Chris Cow? Chris Cow left. These two are leaving. Sigil lost a ton of money. Like, I just think they were just like, this is, yeah, like you said, a sinking ship. Am I trying running other TTRPGs? I'm not, T-Dog, and I'm not against it. I just, the time situation is difficult. It's definitely possible. Might have signed NDAs, which is why they announced it as retirement. Yeah, and also they are staying dead quiet. And these are people who are normally, I mean, well, I've not looked actually, but these are people who are normally like quite outspoken on Twitter, for example. Like, these are public-facing people with communities who care about them, and like all the information we're getting is from corporate, which it might be them just being like, we just want to like move away in peace. We don't want to deal with anything. So they've just asked Wizards of the Coast to handle everything for them, but it's odd to me. It doesn't sit right to me, honestly. But until we have more information, I guess this is all we've got to go on. All right. Yeah, we're going to be yo-yoing a lot today, I think. So, prep time. I was saying the other day, when I was like prepping for the overall campaign, that I've got 2 pretty much brand new players to D&D. Like, I've never DM'd for them. They've never played D&D before. They're complete newbies. One of them's played once. Then the other 3 players are people from my old campaign. So we're like continuing on that old campaign, and I'm just grandfathering in the new players to see if they like it, honestly. They might not like it, and they might just be like, we don't want to play anymore. So with that in mind, I want this first session of this new arc to be both a continuation for the 3 players who are here from what they did, but also a kind of standalone episode, like a one-shot, if you will, where I can introduce these new players and their characters to the world. I think you DM'd multiple groups with as much insight and DM knowledge as you have. No. I don't even think I have that much insight and DM knowledge. It's just coming from like researching this stuff for YouTube videos. So I've never had more than one group at a time. Honestly, that sounds exhausting. If people who have more than one group at a time, good for them. I could not do that. Have the new players have a horse and cart, pick up the current group on the road, then have bandits rob them. No, so it was someone's idea on Wednesday when we talked about this. I think I just want to rush them into this. So have a time skip. The last campaign ended with the good guys, with the party released and Ancient Evil. Fundamentally. They killed the big bad, they stopped Tiamat Rising, but while doing it, they released an Ancient Evil that is now corrupting the land in many different ways. And I think we say there's a time skip, and I'm going to ask the party, I'm going to ask the players if they're okay with this. They can change anything they want here, and we can make it work if they don't want this to happen. But I think as a default, as like a pre-made party, the new party, which is made up of old characters and new characters, new party travels together, investigating and fighting the corruption. From the Ancient Evil, pretty much. And I think that's just fine. I think I just say, yeah, so you guys are just traveling together, and I just throw them into it. And if one of them is like, no, actually, can I meet them for the first time where we are? I'll be like, yeah, you can totally do that. Or like, anything like that. Can you recap what happened your last 3 sessions? I mean, I can't, so I can very quickly tell you that the last 3 sessions were the Platinum Dragon, which is a demigod in my world, fundamentally, sent them to stop Tiamat's rise. But before they could fight this cult that was trying to bring Tiamat back, and they were level 4, they had to go to different places around the world and collect these items called World Stones, which I've spoken about before if you've been in here before. World Stones are MacGuffins that are these powerful small stones that if the player's characters get them, they can level up and get more powerful. So normally the way this campaign is going to work all the way through is that there's a big threat that is shown, and then the players have 2 jobs. 1, seek out World Hearts so they can level up and get more powerful to fight the big threat. And the second objective is to find out more information about the big threat and cover that. And they do that by traveling to different places in the world. That's just the setup. It's very simple. It's very basic. It's very video gamey. Pepsi Cola, what's up? Full-time DM FE. Is being a full-time DM a dream job or nah? No, I don't think so. I prefer content creation and this stuff. Like, I don't know. I would worry that if I played D&D too much, if I played it as a job, if I like actually was like on start playing and had players coming in multiple times a day and I just played D&D, it might lose the magic a little bit, you know? Like, I don't want it to become like work. After happens last time, they do a long rest and follow. That's a good idea, Johannes, because that is like a kind of one shot that they don't have a choice, they're just thrown into it. Hey, yo, you're leaving it close to the deadline? Yeah, classic me. My suggestion for introduction to new players is to always go rules light, make it easy for them. Just inform your experienced players that you will ignore, bend rules in favor of it's cool, just do it. That's very wise, Brycing, and I will be doing that. But yeah, so this first session is gonna be, I decided this, we're gonna look through the monster manual. They're level 5. And we're going to do this backwards. We're going to find a monster in the monster manual of CR5. And we're going to build a kind of one shot around that. But I can already tell you that I want it to be kind of like set in a village. And I'm open to village names, but I think because we've been playing the D&D games recently and Flan was coming up a lot, I think something like Flynn. The village of Flynn And the village is known for this. I don't know yet, but I always like taking a place and saying what is it known for, because like fundamentally, if there was a town square, which there will be, there'll be a village square, and there's a monument in the middle of this village square. What is the monument for? And we can come back to this as like a blank. But it can be like a part of the land where it's built. It can be part of the history of the village. It could be just one individual person who did something amazing. By the way, I'm loving these emergency prep streams. I think this will happen every week. Every week I'm going to be like, emergency prep stream. We got to go. We got to go, gang. What's the threat? BBEG. Don't tell my players, but I don't know the full BBEG yet. I just know it's like an ancient old one style threat. And I'm going to decide that as we get further into it. As my players unlock more information, I'm going to unlock more information. But could be Mind Flayer based, could be like some kind of Uk'otoa. In my mind, it's like an Uk'otoa Kraken style ancient betrayer god thing, fundamentally. I'm going to say I've got to stop saying fundamentally. It's such a filler word that I use, and I hate it. Fundamentally. Currently running Shattered Obelisk, they have a mechanic that means the more shards the enemy gets, the stronger the BBEG. That's cool. Could it be the more MacGuffins they get, they release energy into the world, feeding the big bad, punishment for getting them all? I was thinking that like the big bad might be like fundamentally causing havoc so that the main characters, the party, gather all these stones together to get more power and go fight him. But actually what the big bad is, he just wants them to bring the power to him. So like they're kind of delivery boys. What do my players like more? Well, 2 of them are brand new. So we're going to be figuring that out as we go. Maybe very few people in Strange Atmosphere. Yeah, I do like the idea. So in my mind, and you'll see this, what I'm kind of drawn towards from like the level 5, I like the idea of them walking into like a small village with a little castle nearby, and the village is a little bit off and a little bit weird. And in my mind, it doesn't have to be vampires, but in my mind, it's that vibe. It's like there's a vampire in a castle, and everyone in the town is like, they don't want to talk to anyone, is kind of scared of this vampire. And then the players have to go and just slay this vampire. Fundamentally, I like that idea. We get... so the other thing I want to do, we'll find the monster, set in a village Flynn, known for, and then the monster... we will have a look for in a bit. But I also want... social at the start. This is going to be such a basic layout. It's going to be social at the start with at least 3 named and built NPCs, and then a list of names to improv the rest. I want exploration. And by that, I just want to like, I want some puzzles and some, maybe not puzzles, but like exploration encounters, you know, like they have to get across a river when the bridge is broken, that kind of thing. So just 2 exploration encounters would be nice. And then combat at the end. And then we just need to prep the combat. So prep initiative for the combat, and I would be pretty happy with that. as a session, and then I'm kind of happy to improv around that if they decide to do something else or go in a different direction. Archibald Flynn, the famed cheesemaker and village founder, of course. Okay, well, potential cheesemaker. Known for cheese. I don't hate that, you know. I kind of like that. It's known for cheese. Okay, I'm going to give you an encounter I've been designing for a long time and see if you like it. Okay, George. Evelyn, how's it going? I was looking at D&D Beyond. I know it to be Hold a Zombie. What challenge rating is that? The statue could be of an adventure holding a chimera's head. Well, one of them. Maybe the step row. Maybe they step on the rest of the body. You know what's cool, Chim? I actually like that a lot. What CR is a chimera? Because what if the town is known for like this guy who killed the chimera, but the statue only shows him holding one head, and the chimera is actually still out there with two heads, and the players have to just fight a two-headed chimera. So if it's like challenge rating 6, so we could weaken it down to challenge rating 5. Take away one head. It'd be too weak. I don't know. I don't want to like homebrew a monster right now, but I do like the idea. Ice, they rolled an 11. Not high enough, I'm afraid. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. You have BG3 minis. You could have a point where your players on the Mind Flayer ship. Yeah. When your players on the Mind Flayer ship. Not from the... Eventually, they could get on what they called Nautiloids. That's not a bad idea. I'm starting a new campaign soon in my first homeworld using MCDM Flea Mortals, and I'm very excited. I'm excited for you. Average entry of a wandering ice fair. How often do you level up or plan on leveling up? Like every 3 sessions is what I aim for. Every 3. I kind of want this arc to go from level 5 to level 10, if I can. So in total, like 15 sessions dealing with this great old one threat, meaning they would have to get 5 of these world stones, which is cool. It's like 5 mini adventures after this like opening thing. The village has been experienced disappearances in outlying areas and isolated citizens. No one knows what is happening as everyone is abducted without trace, but never targeting valuables. I like that. I like the mystery of it. Use doppelgangers perhaps. Low CR, have a few of them in central roles. What's actually happening is there is a hive of Kruthiks coming out of a cicada-like hibernation underneath the village, and they're slowly waking up and going hunting. Players have to figure it out. That's good. Okay, guys. Oh, hold on. Corrupted waters. 3 NPCs give clues towards a grotto, an old witch, maybe a puzzle, and some sewers. Okay, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are too good. Then go down into the caverns to take out the Kruthic Hive Lord, CR5. Okay. Got it. The Bow of the Giant Rat problem. They get to the basement and it's a 6-foot giant rat. They roll poor and can't tell if it's a lot of rats or just a giant rat problem. I do like some murder mystery vibes. Don't forget, I'm introducing 2 new players to this, and I do like the idea of having it as like a bit of like an interactive mystery, because that's what would excite me when I first started playing. It's not just like a heroic like video game. It's like an actual like, yeah, murder mystery is solid. There's a cheese festival going on. Goat cheese curds. No dragon hiding a chimera, no breath weapon, better for the group. I do like that idea. I might not use that this time round, but I do like it. Empower the 2 other heads as if they've evolved kind of like missing senses. The chimera is under control of the vampire. Johannes, you're making it too difficult for them. Cheese is life and all things that are good. You think cheese cult maybe? He's holding the goat head, but really he just killed a goat and lied. The chimera is still out there, and he has all the head, and it has all its heads. What's up, Geek Ledger? I'm trying to multitask, it's not working. Cool, but could do a mimic. I don't want to do a mimic for the first time. We have something called stinging caterpillars here. The little buggers stay in a pile of leaves and drop down on the ground to lay poisonous spines. Rat people. Rat people, because it's a cheese festival. Yeah, they're stealing the cheese. Death, Love, and Robots did a yoga episode. What happened in the yoga episode? All right, let me get the monster manual up. 2 seconds. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please like the live stream. And if you don't want to like the live stream, you can just type in chat, screw you, Phil. Give me that engagement. And you get to tell me, and I won't retaliate in any way, shape, or form. Slime monster with yoga. Village has a call for adventures as people are going missing in nearby woods. However, when investigating NPCs differing stories, truth is sacrificing the PCs to a hack. Okay, no. Mick. Oh, is this going too horror? I really like the idea of towns that are the bad guys. Like, the village people come across as really nice and good, but they're actually sacrificing people. I like that a lot. What's up, Denties? Yeah, you can curse me as well. What's up, Arcane? Leon, what's up? Oh, I know his. Rolled a 1 to find a button, that's a classic. But you're halfling, so you have lucky. You can re-roll 1s. Can I post a link with a getting booted by the mod? What's the link for? What if it... Wait, okay. Let me get this. So monster list by challenge rating, CR5. We have a barbed devil. Thoughts, concerns, queries. The barbed devil might line up with my ancient evil big bad as well. Infernal collectors, barbed devils fanatically protect troves of treasure and scour the planes of existence for additions to their hordes. Also known as Hamatulus among the ranks of the Nine Hells, these devils bedeck their barbed hides with their most prized possessions and trophies taken from those who failed to steal from them. When fed in, barbed devils strike with their thorny limbs and hurl infernal flame. I'm not against this. We can ignore all this stuff. Get out movie types, yes. Tourists are the offerings. Sacrifice for a lich, too strong for level 5 though. They could, yeah, so we could just use like a barbed devil instead of a lich. Like, they could be sacrificing the people to the barbed devil. I thought tourists were the monsters. They can, both can be monsters. I made an attack roll on Wednesday evening at advantage at +10 to hit, roll double now once. Put them together, that's an 11. Shambling Mound, Cursed Forest. I've done Shambling Mounds very recently. So unfortunately not. But I do like Shambling Mounds. I have 2 minis of Shambling Mounds. Jonathan, what's up? Is it hard to start DMing in D&D? The hardest part is getting your friends in the room at the same time. If you can do that, the rest is a piece of cake. Sacrifice newcomers to please the villain of the session. Okay, someone look up when the yogurt took over Death Love Robots and post that link in Discord. Yeah, I'm going to check that out afterwards because I have no idea what you're talking about. So I woke up at 11 a.m. to the news that Jamie Crawford is leaving. The news hits very different from Chris Perkins after a near all-nighter world building your final session as DM. Don't get me wrong, I love DMing, but I really prefer being a player and want to do it more. I miss creating one character, leveling them up, and experiencing their character. Yeah. If you like being a player, then be a player. The Jamie Crawford stuff and the Chris Perkins stuff, for me, is very scary. I don't like it at all. Have I done moving sinkholes at you people? I have not. Thankfully it was one of 4 attacks. The boss monster and the other 3 all hit hard. Nice. Edo, hello. How's it going? 5 level 11 PCs and had the fighter paladin and monk all unconscious in round 3, but the heroes recovered and finally won. Well, that's good. Okay, so I think Barb Devil is winning, and it's the second one I saw. Oh, there is a Beholder zombie. Okay. Zombies animated from the corpse of Beholders retain some of use of those monster magical eye stalks. These hovering corpses rely on their magic to destroy impediments and paralyze foes, I can't read, allowing them to savage foes with their rotting maws. Magic using Beholders typically raises these abominations from the corpses of defeated rivals. I have never ran a Beholder before. And a zombie Beholder could be fun. The question is, do I want to like throw one big monster at them, or do I want to throw multiple monsters? Maybe it's smarter to go CR4 and then get like a few minion dudes for them to fight. In fact, I think I'd rather do that. Hold on, what's in CR4? I mean, a succubus could be cool. A bone naga? Skeletor has raised from the remains of magically slain nagas, or nagas that were killed but that hadn't yet rejuvenated. They're granted unlife through rituals practiced by cultists, UNT and morbid spirit nagas. One Bad Billy, thank you for the follow. How's it going? What's the plan for the game? We're figuring it out now, Edo, as we go. You're ambivalent to the leaving. Yeah. It just scares me when 2 high up creative people who are well loved leave at the same time, because it usually points to I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about more people leaving, let's say that. I have never played D&D and my friends want to play D&D, so my conclusion is if I want to play D&D, I'll have to be the DM. When I look into it, it seems like a daunting task. Unless you want to be a DM, Jonathan, you can give it a go. Just try like a one shot with them. Just try like one session and see. But DMing is like, it's a lot of work. I think anyone in this chat will tell you that. I'll be using minis, Mick. I like physical battle maps, Carlos. So it isn't just a new DM thing, it's every DM, huh? Yep. It's a lifestyle, it is. It may become your whole personality if you start DMing. Critics are from Mordenkainen's, by the way, if you want to see their stat blocks or art, you know. Uwu. I might check that in a bit. I want to run something from the new Monster Manual, if I'm being honest with you, George. I've never ran it. Has anyone ever ran a succubus? Because this could be a good thing that is attacking the village. Succubi prey on mortals physically and exploit their waking desires. They relish corrupting virtuous souls and the pain an individual's downfall can cause. Once their targets are at the lowest, succubi slay their victims with their essence-draining kiss. Through fiendish rites, succubi can transform into incubi to manipulate their prey in dreams as well as the waking world. They can also shape to torment their victims. These tempters can dominate humanoids, but they usually do so to reinforce their manipulations or defend themselves rather than controlling others outright. Succubus could be cool. And it's CR4, so we could find like something else to throw at the players as well when they fight the succubus. Chim, gotta go for a bit. So, alright, catch you later, buddy. You're surprised Greg's coming back. He was the 40 guru, and while he helped build 5e, he has stated he prefers to play 40 at his home games. Maybe he's gonna start taking D&D back to 40. How much time do we have left? 2 hours. We got so much time. I've got no issue with this. I'm a DM that once I've got like a little bit of a foundation going, I'm fine with winging it. So if you're using minis, then what you have available can help define your choice of monsters to use. Mick, I have so many minis. I'll be okay. Yeah, I love watching Matt and Brennan DMing. It hits me right in the core of how I want to DM. Me too. Love succubi. Dream horrors are always fun. Yes. I also like messing with my players' dreams. Succubus running an inn or a brothel. So, Mick, I like that a lot, but I kind of want to turn it on its head. Can you think of a place where a succubus, you know how in What We Do in the Shadows, have you seen that? There's an energy vampire who sucks the energy out of people. So he takes the form of just this like work colleague who is really boring, and that's how he does it. And it's like, you wouldn't expect that. I kind of want to find something like that with the succubus. Like a place that you wouldn't normally think of, but actually they can have like make a connection with people and kind of seduce people. Like they could just be like a server at like the diner or something like that. Yes, Succubus has charmed minions. I like that a lot. Okay, we're going with that. We're going with... I don't know about the cheese thing. We could change that still. But it doesn't really matter at this point because it's not about the town. It's not about the village. Monster is... Succubus and 2 charmed minions who can just be like dudes. But then they've got to fight them. I guess they can just choose to knock them out. I'll make that clear to them. "25% prep, 75% fuck it, we balling." Yeah, that's my motto. That's what my tattoo says. Let's say the village's mayor is a succubus. Yeah, like someone who's really charming. Or like an actor. Maybe it's like, maybe there's a traveling theatre in town. and one of the lead actors is like seducing everyone. I kind of like that. And now people are going missing, so the party is investigating it, and of course they're like, when did it start? Well, it started when the traveling theatre came into town. Let's go check that out. The succubus is the unattractive cleaning maid at the brothel. Bathhouse? Influencers like TikTok, Instagram people. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking with like the theatre people. Librarian succubus. They run a bakery or something. Bakers meet a lot of folks. General store owner succubus. Government job or server could work. However, Jeremy Crawford did just post a photo of him getting coffee with the cast of Acquisitions Incorporated, so he's going back to the Penny Arcade channel. That would be an awesome full circle moment. It'd be cool if he did. It doesn't have to all be about cheese. Homebrew a cheesy succubus. That sounds awful. I'm not doing that. Minions can be the new tough stats. I think tough are like high CR though. We'll have a look at some minions in a second. Succubus in an armory complimenting people how they look in their gear. I do like that idea as well. Would a barkeep be a good succubus? It would be. Yeah, you can use the performer stat block for the minions. Okay. Oops. Performer stat block. Yeah, CR half? Easy. I feel like we could have two of them. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. And I might just make them like they're minions that have gone too far. Like they're not human. They're kind of like a homebrew thing, which are like minions of succubus that are evil, just so the players can kill them without feeling any remorse. Because I don't want to dive into complimented moral quandaries about people who are charmed in this first session. I like that a lot. So succubus and 2 performer minions. Flynn can be known for its cheese making, but I don't think it's going to tie in with the story at all. Sorry for the cheese lovers. Do this one tweak for the succubus. Which tweak? Postmaster succubus that hate filing. Let her gain temp HP equal to the amount of HP she drains from the PC. Oh, that's cool. If they like attack her first and not the minions, then she can like absorb health from the minions to heal, and the minions like die. Succubabies are great. 2 performer minions, aka Succubabies. Succubus has 2 Cs. I'm going to ask a silly question now, but are succubi and incubi the same CR level? You'd think they would be, right? Oh, that's CR4, right? Succubus, incubus, they are. Cool, okay. So incubus and get out of here. Get out of here. Incubus, succubus, and performers. All right, those are the baddies. Sorted. So, Incubus and Succubus should be next to each other, I feel like. The Incubi exploit the vulnerability of mortal dreams, slipping into the home of sleepers. They feed off dreams and replace them with terrifying nightmares. Hunt for new victims and loved ones of past targets. Oh, I like the idea that they hunt for new victims, preferring the loved ones of past targets, because it means that like there will have been a number of victims so far, and they will have all like known each other and loved each other, but like they have no other connection past that. Chris Perkins not being in the TTRPG space is going to be bittersweet. He talks about in his interview about wanting to spend more time with his family. Okay, that's fair. Like, no one can, say anything about that. Maybe the performers are cultists. You think the whole traveling theatre could be baddies? Maybe the minions are just like imps or something, but used to perform a stat block. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So, they're evil little dudes. Baby kiss. Got to scoop family time. Have a blast tormenting your players. All right, mate, have a good one. Okay, so got the monsters. Party release Nation Evil. The new party travels together, investigating and fighting the corruption they released. This brought them to the village of Flynn, where they have heard rumors. Does anyone know what succubi do? As far as do they like leave bodies? Like they suck the energy out of people, right? Slay their victims with the essence of Draining Kiss. But then do they like hide the bodies, or do they just leave them? I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it depends on the dude. They must hide them, right? Because they don't want to get caught. What's up, Flem? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is the party travels together, investigating fighting the corruption they released. This brought them to the village of Flynn, where they heard rumors of villagers disappearing. This has been happening in villages in the area, but the latest two disappearances have happened in Flynn, making it seem like whatever is causing the disappearances is still there. I can't type. Ignore all that. Red. So that's the setup. Bodies found in manure pile. Yeah, I've got to figure out what they're doing with the bodies. But yeah, just like found, like maybe they bury them or like... Because I guess like the succubus isn't that smart. They're a theatre, they're an actor after all, a thespian. They don't really think about these things. So maybe the idea that it's a traveling theatre, he just feeds on people. The other actors, there's many actors in this theatre, they don't know what's happening. They just think the actor's a cool dude, and he's got like two 2 servants that follow him around because he's a diva, and those are the minions. And he kind of just kills people and leaves them there. Then they move on to the next town, so he thinks he's not going to get caught. But he's getting caught. So he was hide inside so they'd hide the bodies, yeah. Yeah, they hide their victims, yeah. Probably just bury them. They probably just bury them. Does anyone know what Succubi do shortly after this question? Chat was censored. They feed the bodies to rat people. We're not doing... If you bring this back to cheese, not stop. But the Succubi stopped doing it, and now the rat people are coming for the cheese. You brought it back to cheese. Such a compelling plot. The cheese heist. Cheese of Strahd. Be careful using charm against PCs. Just like stun and other stuff, it's not fun for the player skipping multiple turns. Maybe get NPC villagers helping the party at first, but get charmed. Yeah. I'm just gonna... Because I hate charming my players. I'm only going to charm in extreme circumstances. And I'm probably only going to charm my more experienced players. Most is though, what could be something they could use the bodies for? In a theatre, do they hide bodies and travel on? Always escaping the law? That, in my mind, that's what's happening. Or do they bring them with them, composing them? Or doing something with the bodies to hide them or turn them into something? God, imagine if the whole theatre was evil and they were using bodies as like props for shows. Or like, oh man, weird stuff like that. Maybe have them impersonating guards and the party think they're collecting a limp drunkard, but it's actually a body. Yeah. Any else with advantage? I don't think so, but I don't know what the 2 new characters are playing yet. So it should be interesting to see. Classical Pinocchio thing, they have a magical item turning the drained people into animals like donkeys or horses for their traveling troupe. That's so messed up. How much players are there? There's 5 players. But 2 of them are brand new to the game. It'd be funny to have the player make the choice between killing a charm NPC they liked or getting hit and trying to break concentration and succubus. Yeah, I might play around with it. I'm going to see how it goes in the game and improvise stuff like that. If they really like one of the NPCs, which we have to create still, maybe I'll do something like that. Scarecrows that seem to attack crows, turns out it's a body. Yeah. I don't think we have to deal with the corpses. I think it's safe to say that the succubus is like burying them. Or the minions are burying them. And then they move on. And it's just that people are legit going missing, and that's what's pushing it. Oh god, lol, 10 minutes ago, I don't know if I want to get too much into horror themes. Now, what if the theatre uses bodies for props? Yes, you're right, don't let me go. My natural thing is to go heavy horror. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Back had to do a late night shopping run. Oh wow, what time is it there? So I think it's easy. 4 CR plus 2 half CR is 5. Which is what we've got, so I like that. Did they like an NPC from previous games? Yeah, they've liked NPCs. Usually it's the ones that I've not planned for them to like that they like, but I think that's just the way it goes. How big is the group now? 5 people, 5 players, and me. So we fill a 6-man table, but we might have someone else joining, which will make it 6 players, but they won't join for a few more weeks. Or feeding them to the doggies or something. Yeah. All right. We don't need to worry about what happens to the bodies. I'll make so if they ask me if I have to do something, I'll make it up on the spot. 9:10 here, and you have D&D tomorrow. Better get prepping. Cheese mainly. Okay. let's keep going with this. So Bad Hallucination Evil. This is the premise. I like that. Clapknife, thank you for the subscription to the channel. You are freaking awesome. Yeah, it did show up. Thank you, Clapknife. And the more subscriptions I get, the more likely I am to kill one of my players tonight. So, you know, that should make you guys subscribe. Now, I've wanted to do a stream where I let you guys develop the session for my players completely, but I don't tell my players. So you could do anything you wanted to with the session. You can make it as insane as possible, and I have to just do it with my players without telling them it's like a content thing. And then I'd do a video afterwards interviewing my players being like, what did you think of that? And they'd be like, it was just all cheese. Like, everything was about cheese. What was that? I checked with the new rules. It's half of the low category. Wait, what's half of the low category? Any side quests planned? For this first session, we're keeping it simple. But I do want to end. So I do have this that I typed down earlier. Hold on. When we finish the session, by the end of it, like as a cliffhanger, I want to. So this is what I don't know how to do. I want them to I want the succubus to give them information. So the succubus is connected to the Ancient Evil they released. It was released when the Ancient Evil was released like a month ago. That's when it joined the Traveling Theatre, let's say 2 months ago. Two-month time skip. So it has information on the Ancient Evil. So the end of it, the information I want to give out, end info, throughout the session, they want to have found out that there is more info about this Ancient Evil in the library of. I need another town, like a university city name. If anyone's got any ideas for that. Do you bother lore-wise to explain how the new players meet? Do you start them out at the level of the rest of the players? Yeah, I'm speed running this because they're new players. The two new players are brand new to the game. So I'm just gonna throw them in with the group, and we're just gonna they're gonna get the taste of D&D, just so they can decide if they want to keep playing. But if they have any strong feelings for their characters, we can change that on the fly. Yeah, how was the game with your daughter, Clapknife? Did you do it already? Do you ever stream your games or have footage of you DMing? I don't. I want to someday. But honestly, guys, it may not seem like it, but I'm incredibly shy. And it makes me very nervous to think about DMing in front of other people. But I should record it. I should record one and see what I look like DMing, because I actually have no idea. It's probably a good exercise to do. Big Bad is called Wallace, and he has a hellhound called Gromit. We're not doing Wallace and Gromit. I think it's going to be easy for the players to combat. I recommend 1 succubus and 1 incubus and 2 performers. But, Edo, I have 2 brand new players. So I'm going to keep it on the easy side. These people don't know... one of them doesn't know... I don't think... may have never played a game before. So with that in mind, we're putting it on easy mode for this session. Not started yet, but told my daughter about yesterday about the kindness I received here. Oh... And the info, of course. We're all hyped even more to start playing. Oh man, I hope it goes well for you. I'm sure it will. Quinos, Elthord for the names of places. Not bad. They don't speak to me though. I can reference your map on Discord. I might check it out afterwards. That is no Clap. What about Clap? I kind of like Clap. The Library of Clap. There's more info about this ancient evil in Library of Clap to the north. So that will give them a place to go after that, but there's also a World Stone rumored. I spelled world wrong. And it's also a World Heart. I keep doing that. I created this myself. Yeah, I keep calling it World Stone. To be to the west. I like, so World Hearts are my MacGuffins in game. They're these powerful stones that mean that people can level up. I just realized I've had that. So at the end of this session, I want either the succubus or NPCs to have information that there is more information about the ancient evil they've released. There's more information about the ancient evil in the Library of Claps to the north, so they can go north to find out more about this evil that they want to fight. There's also a World Heart rumored to the west, and World Hearts are what level up the players to make them more powerful, and the players know this. So they can kind of choose to either go and try and level up, or go to try find more information about the big bad. I'm confident they're going to choose the level up, because who wouldn't? And because of that, I'm going to say there's also a World Heart rumored to be to the west, and a World Heart to the east. So that way, they at the end of this session, they're going to choose to go north for information, or west or east to try and level up. Which I really like. And I'm going to have to come up with, like, areas. I know to the west, where they are now, is actually World Heart rumored to be the west across the ocean. Because there's, like, a very thin ocean between two lands, which I call East and West Fen. So on the west landmass is a World Heart, so they would so that means that they can choose to either do pirate stuff next, where they go on a boat, and a World Heart to the east in the I need a name for, like, a mystic forest. We'll come back to that. And so they can choose traveling the ocean for World Heart, or going through a mystic forest. And I don't have to plan those sessions until after this one, fundamentally. God damn, I say fundamentally too much. Your mind was racing while going to bed, and you had to write a few pages of the campaign ideas you've received here. You'll keep us updated. I love it. Just steal NPC names and locations from Skyrim. Yeah. Just change. So I do. Just steal locations and change one letter. All right, have a good one. Modfort, Adminton, Loden. You know what? I'm going to take Modfort for the forest, if I can. Hero Brian. Modfort Forest. And then Modfort can be like a town next to that forest that they can go to. But, like, their World's Heart's supposed to be in the forest. Does one World Heart level up the whole party? It does. But sometimes I throw little pieces of World Heart in there. So I'm like, this is a third of a World Heart. If you get the other pieces of it, you'll level up to like like if they move too fast, you know, if they get through my stuff way too fast and it's too soon to level up, I just say like, you got half a world heart, congratulations. You feel more powerful. And I always say if they get a piece of a world heart, they may not get fully level up, but the power of it gives them a long rest. It gives them the energy of a long rest. Which is cool because like if they're in the middle of a fight and they have and there's a world heart like, you know, around, if they grab it, they get full everything back in the middle of the fight and like they can turn the fight around. But my intention is to have them find a world heart every 3 sessions, kind of thing. I would so make them have to choose who levels up each time they find one. That's awful. That is an awful, awful thing. Fundamentally, basically, I hear Phil say this with the Californian accent whilst chewing bubblegum. Do they say that there? That can't be a bubblegum accent. Right, they'd make for some interesting table dynamics. Man, the Book Queen, what's going on? Welcome in. I can suggest a more epic name. Go ahead, Hero Brian. We can replace Modfort. Blue Lou Pinks, what's going on? As someone who's never DM'd, it's really helpful getting a sense of the process for session planning. I don't know if everyone plans like this, by the way. I actually don't think everyone's so different. I'm probably a bad prepper. I'm probably a bad planner because I do rely so much on improving in the games, for better or worse. So for me, what's going on? Blue Pinks, what are we doing? Okay, so I've decided for the first session, because I have some brand new players at the table, I'm going to make it laid back, easy. I'm going to kind of make it a one-shot, which is going to lead into the next stuff. That way, if the new players want to keep playing, they can, but if they decide they don't like D&D, they can back out, no problem. I'm rushing them into it, so I'm just saying that after the last arc happened with my old players, where the party released an Ancient Evil, there's a 2-month time skip. And the new party all know each other, they're all traveling together, and they're investigating and fighting the corruption they released. That way, we'd have to deal with like half the session of them meeting in a tavern and having awkward interactions. We can just say, you guys all know each other, so deal with it. If the players want to meet during this session, they can do. I'm fine with changing that up. This is just like a foundation that we can change, depending on what our players want to do. Anyway, investigating and fighting the corruption they released has brought them to the village of Flynn, where they've heard rumours of villagers disappearing. This has been happening in villages in the area, but the latest 2 disappearances have happened in Flynn, making it seem like whatever is causing the disappearances is still there. So it's set in the village of Flynn, and Flynn is known for cheese making. That has nothing to do with the overarching story. That is just a thing in this town, in this village. Anyway, to cut the long story short, the people who are going missing in this village are the victims of a succubus and its 2 performer minions, which we are calling succubabies. The succubus and the succubabies are traveling in a traveling theatre, which goes from village to village, putting on plays and putting on shows. They stay there for like 2 weeks, then they move on to the next place. And one member of the theatre, unbeknownst to the other people in the theatre, is a succubus that is seducing people, preying on them, sucking the life energy out of them, and then hiding the bodies. And then it does that 4 or 5 times in a village, then the theatre moves on. So the story is the players investigating the town, investigating the missing people, eventually finding out that it is a succubus and who the succubus is, fighting the succubus, and that's going to be the story. So for the rest of the session, I would like to come up with 3 NPCs in detail and have a list of names of NPCs to improvise if needed. I would like to come up with 2 kind of encounters, exploration encounters, like either puzzles or just checks, like environmental things that they have to deal with. And then I want to prep combat, which is just bringing in what I need into an initiative. That won't take very long at all. And at the end, I want the NPCs or the succubus. The succubus has been released by the Ancient Evil, by the way, so it has information. Or some other way, I want the players to find out that they can find out more about the Ancient Evil in the Library of Clap to the north. They also hear rumours of world hearts, the way they level up, to the west across the ocean, and to the east in a place called Modfort Forest. So at the end of the session, they can choose to either go north, east, or west, and they get a different experience from each one. I think that's pretty sweet. Rufus is an NPC. I agree. NPC 1. Rufus. Taddlebottom. What should we make Rufus Taddlebottom, do you think? Hold on, let me catch up on chat. I like watching other DMs do their prep and their thought processes. I don't prep like this. How do you prep, Shu? I'm super interested. I feel like I'm probably quite chaotic. Wait, your players follow the plot hooks? No, but I like having them there as scaffolding. I fly by the seat of my pants, but plot out massive plot points and story beats. Nice. If you've seen Loudermilk talk like that coffee shop scene, you know what I mean with the bubblegum. Oh, I've not seen that. I remember my first ever time. I'm summoning you, kind of stressful, not gonna lie, but you seem really prepared. Do you have or will you do a series of a campaign like Critical Role or Dimension 20? Yeah, if I had $30,000 to pay casting crew and production costs. I would change the cheese, mate, but it should be something symbolic. I'm open to changing cheese. It doesn't matter. Wait, what if the succubus is hiding in the cheese mill? We're not doing cheese stuff. Forget the cheese stuff. Wouldn't succubus babies be Allowfiend as per the Forgotten Realms? I don't think it matters too much. Then they could have a star. I'm just going to stop reading Nozdub stuff because he's desperate for cheese and rat people. Anna Rodents. A female human who is quick-witted and keen-viewed. Is that like a joke at being a rodent? Anna Rodents. I think we've enjoyed that plot a lot. Leon should be an NPC. I think we should make Leon someone much bigger than an NPC. Like one of the big bad evil guys generals. Not too tall, just tall. Follow the channel. Thank you. Not too tall, just tall. I'm not too ginger, just strawberry blonde. It's nice to meet you. Tattlebottom sounds like the town crier letting people know what's going on. Yeah. Dwarf, do you stream your sessions? No, I haven't yet. Rufus Tattlebottom. Dwarf. Town crier. NPC 2. I don't mind Anna Rowe. Bar. No. Baker. And NPC 3. We need a name for like one of the actors who isn't evil, but a very thespian name. Real quick, guys, who's the best actor of all time? Throw some names out there for me. My players don't really explore on their own, they often railroad themselves, so when I prep, I set goals that I want them to discover and plan around that. I played one game before I took on DMing a homebrew campaign, so it's been a fun but steep learning curve, especially with a group of all new players. Yeah. Okay, Leon can be a BBEG general, yeah. Crazy, I see you. Or just the BBEG. Leonidas. Thank you for the follow, Micro Music. Flint should be a fishing town. There are seas to the west and forests to the east. The ancient... Oh, yeah, we could put it on the coast. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's make it like a seaside resort type place. 1 second, my wife just got home. Hey, I'm gonna close the door because I'm prepping the session. I'm prepping the session on stream, so I'm gonna close the door so you can hear us.
Okay. You eat lunch?
Yeah. Let me know if you need anything. My wife is a player, and I don't want her listening into this. You'll record voice lines for the BBEG. Scanlan Shortholt is already taken. Christopher Hivdew. Christopher Lee. Modern or classical performer, either one. I guess we could do like a play on Shakespeare. Robert De Niro, okay. What about Marlon Despair? Marlon Despair. Thespian. You'll be the BBG, say less. Resort like hotel? No, I don't mean like a hotel. I mean like a, what would you call just the like a seaside town, I guess. You know, it's got a little bit of a beach. It's got like arcades. Maybe it's just a UK thing, but yeah. She can just turn on the stream. Yeah, but she could also just open the door. I don't want it to be accidental. She's like just outside. If she wants to turn on the stream and learn about this stuff, that's on her. But I don't want her to accidentally get stuff from me being too loud. Clara Bow, I don't know who that is, but I like that name. We're gonna have like a list of NPC names as well. And I like, so first names, last names, I'm gonna do them separately so we can, and then Clara and Bow. That way, when if my characters ask me to talk to a random NPC, I can just grab a first name. And if they say, what's the last name? I can just grab a random last name. So. Rabbit De Niro. Make him a Harrigan. Damn, that's really good. Did any of you guys watch the Devil May Cry anime? Slightly off topic, but there's just like a character in that who's like a rabbit, and it's one of the creepiest, scariest rabbits I've ever seen. Pop-Tarts in the toaster, and I'm helping my mother bake sourdough bread. Very nice work. What flavour Pop-Tart today? Wait, Whitby is a seaside UK town. There's all sorts of lore from a historic vampire incident in the past. Oh man, maybe I'll pull from that in the future for stuff. Okay, Michi, I hear you. You want Michi in there? I do like Lance as well. What about Simon? And Lance. It sounds like all my last names are just weapons. And Mishi can be Michelle. And instead of me, we'll have me. Straneth. For a first name? I do like Straneth. What about also Poppy? Oh my god. And Tarth. Pop-Tarth. When are you booking the flight for the BBEG battle? I need to clear my schedule. Oh, so you wanna you wanna be in it? Mm-hmm. Morgan Trout, I like that a lot. I am gonna keep doing like them separately though, because then I can take. Because then if I want something different, I can be like, oh, yeah, Clara Trout and Morgan Lance. You know, it can change things up depending on what I need. This is the Matthew Mercer trick, and I love it. And then when I take it, I just delete it from this list, so I won't take it again. Brian. Tag Hamilton. I like it. Also, what's up, Snowball? Paul Snow. Solid. Alright, that might be enough. There's not that many people in this damn village. If my players talk to more than this many NPCs, I'm gonna be devastated. Mike Hunt. Not doing Mike Hunt. What's the other one? Bend over. I didn't say it. I just said no. I'm not going to continue this. That's going to be my favorite. Genuinely, my favorite actual play moment of all time, because Matt Mercer did it to himself. Gareth Zandia. Gustavo. Vincent Strauss. Wait, who was Vincent Strauss? Shiver and Queef. Also another one. Yeah, I've got too many names, but I like Michael Brook, but we've got a Michelle in there. But I'm going to throw Brook down here. Just, why not? All right, we got names. We've done it. We've done the name thing. Socials, CMC's list of names, done. Okay. Up next, we need some encounters that we can do here. So here's initially my thought process is that, this is how I'm going to predict the game goes. The players are going to arrive in this seaside town. People are going missing. The NPCs, the people who live in this town, are kind of thrown about by it. There's rumors going around that people don't trust the traveling theatre because when they came, people started going missing. And the village folk are like ready to like start like get a mob together and go after this traveling theater because like, you know, but the players will investigate it before they do anything. And I think what's going to happen is the players are going to at night when the theater people are out, they're going to try and sneak in. Or at some point they're going to try and sneak in to the quarters of the succubus, fundamentally. And I want there to be traps laid out by the succubus and minions. So we could just go basic like tripwire that they have to like avoid. Like it's a perception check. And but I don't like giving, because they always pass perception checks. I think it just happens. I think I want a dexterity check of some kind. Like arrows fly. They go into the room, they trigger a magic trap, and then arrows fly at them, and they all have to roll to dodge it. Update, eating the Pop-Tart. I love it. Loads of hill giants. I'm done with hill giants. What voice are you doing for the BBEG? Whatever you feel like doing. I think it's more and more likely the BBEG is just going to be Ukatoa or some kind of similar ocean-dwelling godlike creature. Yeah, exploration. It's an exploration encounter. Is what I want to come up with. What's happening, Bob? Oh, just prepping, you know. Maybe when I open a chest, love dust fills the room. I really like I've never done that before. I like the idea of some kind of dust that affects whoever opens the chest, and I know exactly which player will open the chest. We've got a rogue, and it briefly makes them want to attack the other party. I like that a lot. Let's see what they do. Chest in Succubus Quartus. When opened, let's say a wisdom saving throw, DC 15. If failed, for 1 minute, the affected creature does everything in their power to protect the succubus and its identity. Just when opened with 730-15, if failed for 1 minute, the affected creature does everything in their power to protect the succubus and its identity. Aggressively. And I'll see what the player does with that. I kind of like that a lot. That's kind of a jerk move. The 1 minute, this is my thing that I dislike about D&D. 1 minute is like so long if they go into combat. So long. So I'm not gonna. Let's do 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, the affected creature goes into a rage frenzy, doing everything in their power to protect its identity aggressively. We'll see what it does with that. But I don't want this to lead into long combat. That's the thing, Mitchie. 12 seconds? 12 seconds. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll do 12 seconds. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. No, Blue, you're right. Yeah. They don't find out what it does to them until they see the succubus, and then it affects them. And we'll do 18 seconds for 3 rounds. Chest in Super Squads. When opened, there's a whiz saving throw DC 15. If failed for 18 seconds. When. Oh, yeah. The affected creature first sees the succubus, it goes into a rage frenzy, doing everything in their power to protect the succubus and its identity aggressively. We won't need the identity. I actually prefer it if I have control. So it's when the succubus says a keyword. Yeah, save at the start of the turn. Yeah. Correct. Chest and Super Quarters, when opened with saving throw DC, it failed for 18 seconds when the affected creature sees the succubus and is compelled by it. It goes into a rage frenzy, doing everything in the power to protect the succubus. DC 15 save at the end of each turn. Okay, I like that. So now one encounter, and then I wanna just hit the group with a dexterity saving throw. So I like the idea of in succubus, this is caravan. Trap that fires darts at group, or anyone inside it. Fires darts at group. DC. Let's make this slightly easier. DC 14. Dex save throw. Darts at group, and I don't want this to be, because I think the fight's gonna be fun alone. So we'll just say like, 1d6, plus 2 damage. In Succubus Caravan, target fires darts at group, DC 14 dex save throw, 1d6 plus 2 damage on fail. Yeah, it's kind of a traveling theatre. So they set up a bit like a circus, where they set up an outside stage and they perform on the stage. So I know for a fact, on the night when they're performing on the stage and everyone's watching, that's when the players are going to sneak into their caravans, their quarters, and that's when they're going to, A, have this all happen, and B, they need to find like evidence that this is the succubus. I mean, it's evidence enough that there's like a trap in there and that there's this weird chest, but in this chest, I think we should have like, what about a journal? Or is this too horrific? Is the succubus keeping like trophies? Are they keeping something from each victim? What about jewelry? Rings, necklaces. Yeah, Channel's trophy. I like jewelry. I like in-chest trophies. I just want trophies. Trophies. Rings. necklaces, earrings, cufflinks. And they don't take it from everyone. It's just when there's one there that they like. Cool cylinder. Welcome back. You've risen from the dead. We're not doing fingers. Yes, you're right. The players can keep the jewelry. That can be like the stuff they... Yeah. I'll just use my laptop. Tomka Sting. What's the difficulty of the encounters? Because the darts could be poisoned. And hi from Chile, hi from Canada. I'm trying to keep things relatively easy. So I've got new players at the table. So I want to give them a taste of everything. And honestly, I feel like I'm screwing them over by doing this. But you know what? You gotta have some fun. You gotta have some fun. I like the Blue Pinks. I do like the idea of making it a circus, but I'm in too deep now. I'm in too deep with this. I'm playing soon, so we're sticking with this. But I do like some of the falling sandbags and stuff as well. It's fun. But maybe traveling theatre is the wrong. Traveling theatre troupe, is that the wrong term for it? Is it something else, like a traveling play? I don't know. You're fourth place in your state? What Skills USA? But congratulations, holy crap. Wedding rings become costume jewelry. Perception check could reveal a victim's name etched in the ring. Silence, that's really good. And that will count as exploration as well. When players come across theatre troupe, a perception check, DC 12, reveals one actor in particular has a lot of jewelry on. Not only that, but it's mismatching jewelry. Like it's from a bunch of different places. And outfits and stuff. And that's the succubus. Bro, the circus uses the victim's clothing and possessions as props, and the different circus acts are reincarnations of murderers, and each circus theatre acts has a trophy connected to it. Leon, I'm gonna do the circus thing for sure, because I love the idea of it. Once my players forget about this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a circus. What's the suck name? Thank you, Blue. That is true. So Rufus Tuttlebottom and Anna Rowe are going to be the main like NPC people who talk to the main characters. I'm going to steal I'm also going to steal NPC 4. And we're going to grab from below Poppy Trout. And then, because they're going to go into this. This is going to be the bar server. Or bartender. Because they're going to go into the tavern. And they're going to talk to the person. They're just going to do that. So that's Poppy Trout. We can remove Poppy from here and Trout from here. Are those 2 words? Thank you. Pedantic, but sure. No, across the theatre troupe. Hello from Texas. What's up, storyteller? I wonder. So, Phil, what other towns, city settlements have the three succubus gone to before this? I should come up with some names for local areas. That is true. And also, so okay. In my name list, I need other villages. I need a tavern, and I need a general store. Because I don't want to think of those names on the spot. And these other villages are all going to be kind of near or on the coast as well. So Skills USA is a club that focuses on young people all over the country that are interested in specific skills. For me, it was digital cinema. Everyone in the state participates in a little tournament, and for me, I was supposed to make a video, and I was judged and got fourth. Honestly, the videos for second and third were not good, but it is what it is. But still, that's pretty damn cool, man. Where'd you get that name from? Nimvia Whispers is great. I'm going to change it to Nimvia Wisp, if that's okay. Nimvia Wisp, and they of course appear as an elf. What's up? I'm currently writing 3 different adventures for 2 different systems. It's fun. That sounds like a lot of work, but yeah. If you're enjoying it. What would be so horrible is if none of this gets used. Yeah, imagine they just all go south instead of north. Man, your approach to names is too generic if you ask me. The names should hint things. First, you need to know the plot around them and the NPCs, and then choose hinting names. I'll tell you, when I do that, my players, they get moment of, oh. Yeah. If I wasn't playing in like an hour, I'd be down to do more stuff like that. In the end, I'm not too bothered about that stuff. Yeah, this is my first game with of this new campaign arc thing with some new players. Ghost Stack, thank you for the follow. We've had Bendover recommended. I don't think we want them to look too far into it. Oh, Shaman, you're so brave. You're not ready. Hour from your session. God, you're my hero. It's fine. I work better under pressure. Why do I have 3 monster manuals open in separate tabs? Because it's got the 3 monsters. It's got the succubus, it's got the incubus, and it's got the performer stats that we're going to steal. So it's just there for reference. It's funny, I've never seen another DM prepare their session. I think everyone has their own style, and I think it's beautiful. Yeah, it's whatever. I always say, like, when you're DMing, you just do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable and that you can do in that space of time. I'm also... My sessions can go from something like... My prepping can go from something like this, where there's like a lot of text, to I've prepped before on stream, and I've just had scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, and like a paragraph for each one. For me, the biggest thing is like a list of names. Because I just don't... I'm fine with improvising an NPC on the spot, no problem. But if I don't have a name that I can steal from somewhere, I get flustered. So I can just throw Straneth Hamilton together as a name and just create the NPC. No issue. I run the session live. I once prepared a final encounter sitting at the table with my players. That's impressive. Yeah, we got some snacks. To have a name Dragon's Breath, famous for cardamom buns and some crusted meat. Dragon's Breath is solid. I might just steal that. Path of Least Resistance, I'm stealing it. Thank you, Cool Spot. But it's also Sea Dragon's Breath. Because this is coastal town. Also, Phil, we should get a ticket bot so that people can open up tickets if there are any issues in a Discord, by the way. Oh, do you think we need that? I'll have to look into it. Unless it's easy to get. I understand. I've been a DM for almost a year and I'm good at improvising characters until they ask me their name. It completely disconnects me from it. Oh, it throws me completely. I panic. If they're like, give me a detailed backstory about him, I'm like, sure, I'll grab something off the top of my head. And then they're like, and what's his last name? And I'm like, Cucumber. I don't know. I asked my players what they want in their first city, and the only answer I got was brothel. So I come up with the flying pig, where there'll be short, obese, topless fairy named Betty, who will get all greased up with a prize for whoever catches her. Like the golden snitch from Harry Potter. Holy crap, I have 37 people over on YouTube. Thank you, guys. If you're watching right now, please like the stream. Just go down there and click like. Apparently I have 37 likes, though, so maybe everyone has liked it already. But huge. This might be... A prepping stream might be one of my best streams I've done, because I've got 37 on YouTube and 27 on Twitch, though I'm sure a lot of people are watching on both. Crap, I forgot one. Honestly, Book Queen, I don't know if liking it does anything, but it has to, right? It has to do something. Why would it be there if it didn't do anything? Just like every MMORPG I've ever played, I know the class and subclass and everything, how it looks and all, name part, about twice the time compared to all the other details. There we go. Nocturnal, what's going on? You love prepping? Magnus, Henlo. Henlo. And then Leon's over there as well. Hey, beautiful YouTube people, get over on Twitch if you're not already. Nah, they can watch whatever you want to watch. Honestly, that's the beauty of multi-streaming. Okay, on the inside of my GM screen, I have a D30 table of names. 4 columns, male, female, and useful, and last. Roll a D30 twice, and you have a name. Simple. I like that a lot, yeah. I like that a lot. And like, when we look at this, I don't do this every prep. I can just reuse this name, and I can just add to this list. I can just reuse the list. Because they're not going to talk to all these NPCs. Maybe we'll lose 1 or 2 names from this. Phil of the future, that's me. Phil of the present. Because I'm the greatest present of all. Your work blocks Twitch, but not YouTube, so this is my only option. Do you think you would rather watch on Twitch or YouTube, though? Don't know what happened to my accent there. But yeah, would you rather watch on Twitch or YouTube? Because I've got mixed feelings about it. I think I have YouTube Premium, so I'd rather watch on YouTube because I don't get ads. But there's something about the Twitch player which just feels bigger and like cleaner for me. Praise the Sun 831. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Praise the Sun. Praise the Sun. Thank you for the subscription. Every subscription I get during these prep sessions mean I can get my players nicer and nicer snacks. Corey, you prefer YouTube? Twitch can't pause. That's true as well. That's huge. Yeah, the playback on YouTube is better. Same name on Twitch. My name on Twitch is Bonus Reaction, and it's down in the description on YouTube. It is Bonus Reaction because someone else's bonus action, and they stole it from me. Technically, they probably had it first, but let's play the victim here. Phil, do you make more money if I watch the entire ad that pops up in your vids? Casey, why are you separating your messages? You're hitting enter by accident. No, I believe... don't be watching the ads longer for me anyway. But I think, like, it's clicks. If you click into the ad or watch it for more than 30 seconds, people get paid. But I also will... people will get paid more. But just by, like, clicking on the video alone and clicking skip on an ad, I get a little bit of that sweet, sweet ad revenue. Twitch Turbo, no ads on Twitch. Yeah, that must be the dream. Because the ads on Twitch are pretty ruthless sometimes. I would rather YouTube for the same premium reasons. Yeah, so anyone who prefers YouTube, do not come over to Twitch unless you are just, like, feeling generous. The problem is, I don't know if you guys care about this at all. The thing about Twitch is that it's a kingmaker system, which is like I hate it because it's thrown around so much. But the more viewers I have on Twitch, the more I get shown to new people on Twitch. And that's not really the same on YouTube. That, like, YouTube shows me to people regardless of how many viewers I have. It shows me to people who they think might like it. It definitely has that effect a little bit, though, because I think if people look at a live stream and it has... thank you for the follow, Raspberry Ruffle. If I look at a live stream, for example, and it has 10 viewers, and then I see another live stream that has 100 viewers, and everything about those live streams look very similar, I'm going to think the 100-viewer live stream is a better live stream. And that's not necessarily the case. But Twitch is like that times 1,000. Like, there's no other discoverability on Twitch except that, like, those numbers. They should be providing the snacks at least sometimes. I agree with that. My favorite players are obviously players who bring snacks and drinks and fun times. But we're hosting, so it's easy for us to grab some, like, chips and grab a few beers or something. And then we normally order in as well. Like, do you guys eat during your sessions? Because we would normally start the session, order food, then we play for a bit, then the food get here and we'll take a little break while we eat, and then we'll keep going. Arctic casts Fireball. Okay, if everyone can roll a dexterity save for me, that would be sweet. They should be providing the snacks at least sometime. Yep, I read that already. How many bits to up the CR of the enemies they are fighting? If you want them to fight someone harder, I would have to give them bits. So I'm not willing. I'm not willing to do it. I'm not willing to do it. I've got too much integrity. However, if you would like to be the name of the bad guy in this session, if you want the name of the succubus to be your name, then I would change it for bits, for sure. You cook for your sessions and you eat lunch together before you play. That's so nice, dude. If I could cook for anything, maybe I'd do that. Speaking of ads, Twitch went to ad just after I mentioned the name Tables on the back of my GM screen. Perfect timing. Fat thumbs, bro. Yeah, I hear that, Casey. I'm with you there. We should make a petition to delete the other bonus action on Twitch. Hey, guys, I'm not going to rally you guys up against another creator, but whatever you guys do, you know, is your choice. YouTube knew I'd watch any video featuring or mentioning Brennan Lee Mulligan. Pretty sure that's how I got shown your channel. Good to know. Good to know that my Brennan Lee Mulligan bait is working. Brennan Lee Mullibait. I'm the opposite. If everything is the same, I chose to stream with less viewers because I know I'll be able to get a word in edgeways. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. They tweaked YouTube's recommendation system in a good way. Have they changed it recently, Cool Spot? Blue Pinks rolled a 1 with a d20. You are most definitely dead. You are bleeding out on the ground. You're rolling death saves. I cut for my session and we did that. Sorry, I'm lagging behind on chat now. My trying to chat to everyone is becoming a problem. This is why bigger streamers don't do this. Ideas of deathly looking foods. Like cauliflower is pretty deathly looking, I think. Patrick, what's up? Wanted to thank you for the dice video you did. Gave me inspiration to buy my friend the gun dice because he's playing a gunslinger in our campaign. Dude, that dice set is so nice. I don't use it as dice. It's just literally a beautiful thing on my shelf. But yeah, I'd love to know what your friend thinks of using them in game. The Game Master Eric, heyo, always love supporting fellow GMs. Will be lurking while doing prep myself. Yes, let's just get our prep out of the way together. Dead safe 1. I watched your dice videos a little ago and have your stuff randomly pop up like this stream. Okay, good. Good to know that YouTube is like helping where it can. Oh God, Blue, you are not rolling well. Wait, what dice? On YouTube, I've done a few videos about dice, but I think the ones they're talking about was the video from like 2 months ago where I looked at a bunch of dice from a website called uniquedice.com, and I've got some pretty cool dice. Though some people wouldn't call them dice. They're like interesting random number generators. Oh God, Blue, I think you're straight up dead. Yeah, make a Hero Forge character, Arctic. Have fun. If Blue dies, I resurrect him as a zombie. Bye for now. Yeah, Blue, I think you're a zombie now. You got one more? Okay. Yeah, he won't probably use it because we play through Roll20, unfortunately, but I think it'll be a cool gift for him. Yeah, I think it's so cool. I can't see anyone like getting that and being like, But Queen is on Twitch. Okay, you succeeded that last one, Blue. Thank you for the follow, Book Queen. I thought you were on Twitch this whole time. Have you been on YouTube this whole time? This is the issue with multi-streaming. I don't always realize where people are. Like my chat shows the little symbol next to your names, but I don't always take it in. Okay, let's freaking finish this prep off, shall we? We've almost done it. Let me grab the encounter builder. You can look at my face in full while I get this up. You've been on YouTube, but just signed up on Twitter. Well, welcome over here. I've got such a pet peeve with D&D Beyond at the moment. I'm really not happy. What should I name this encounter? The Heart of the Succubus, because we talk about world hearts and the Heart of the Succubus. Yeah, my pet peeve is that it's encounter builder. Encounters calculates difficulty using 2014 rules. Why? Why is it still on 2014? It feels like they want people to use maps. And I don't want to use maps for this bit. It's so much easier on here. You discovered this channel literally yesterday, and YouTube recommended this live stream. Well, welcome in. Can I ask what video you saw first? Was it my different player types video that I published yesterday? You may not remember, and that's fine. What encounter builder do you use? I'm just using D&D Beyond one. By the way, I don't recommend playing D&D on ChatGPT for fun because you're bored. Oh no, what happened? Was it just messy? Do I usually prep sessions like this? Because for me as a DM, I just have like 5 points I want the party to do. No, honestly, I would recommend always keeping things simple if you are fine improvising a lot, for sure. This is kind of, I have prepped stuff like this in the past. There's not a lot here still, to be honest. Yeah, so the way I've kind of set it out is like, yeah, what's going to happen in the session? Normally in my prep, I wouldn't do that. This is more for you guys to understand. I would be like, location, the monster, what information I want there to be at the end, and a few NPC names, main NPC names. This is something that could go elsewhere, just a list of names. I need a list of other village names as well for the area. Then I've just put in like some checks for the players to do, and then I'm just gonna. Normally, I build my monsters in an encounter builder, though, for sure. I normally do this. Okay, so Succubus. I'm not gonna have them fight an incubus at any point, so we're not gonna put the incubus in there. So yes, 1 succubus and then 2 performers. And then I don't want to like dox my party, so I'm not going to throw this in until after the stream, but I'd throw my party on manage characters, and then literally we can just do the combat through D&D Beyond very easily, which I like a lot. Village Cronklespire. Sure, I'm going to add that. Other villages. Cronklespire. I'm going to make that the dumbest the dumbest village ever. Everyone from Cronklespire is going to be so dumb. Oak Rimming. I like Oak something, but not... It's too close to Rimming. Oh, Blue Lou Pinks, you're deaded. Cheers. It's okay. You can roll up a new account. We have to permanently ban Blue Lou Pinks. No, I'm kidding. Do not ban Blue's fine. Can you imagine? You die in the dice rolling app, then we have to like ban you for good. It was messy and terrifying. ChatGPT was the DM and knew the rules too well, and the other players all rolled horribly on every turn. Oh, you playing with other people, or like ChatGPT also was playing the other players? If you need village names, we've got a ton. I would love them. Yeah, I usually... One second. Yeah, I usually have just a bunch of names studying history, so the old names for cities, some old names for empress is the best gift from the school. And just some story plots I want to have. Yeah, it's not a bad way to it at all. I'm like never leaving the prep phase because there's always some cool idea that will pop up and I'll just have to write it down and find where to fit it. Now, I've got really good at just like... There is... and I've talked about this in a video, there's like a term in the... It started, I believe, in script writing. It might have started somewhere else, but in the script writing, like for movies and TV shows, there's a term called murder your darlings. And it's also moved into other stuff, like editing, it's a big thing, murder your darlings. And it fundamentally means that all the really good ideas you have and want to get stuff in, you have to be okay with murdering them. You love them, they're brilliant ideas, they're geniuses, they're genius ideas. But sometimes to get things done and just, they're not that important, to tell the story you want to tell, to do the thing you want to do, you've just got to murder them. And not necessarily murder them, you can take them and you can put them like in a bank somewhere and use them for future stuff. But I'd like to think I've got very good at that. So like when someone earlier was like, maybe you should make this a circus instead of a theatre. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. Let's do that. And I was like, no, we don't need to do that. There's not enough time. It's unnecessary, even though it's a really fun thing. So it's like, we're not doing that. I'm murdering that darling. I'll do something with a circus at a later date. And I think it goes a long way with DMs. Especially if you're scared of railroading, because that's one of the big parts of railroading. People don't want to murder their darlings. They have this amazing set piece, or this piece of combat, or this character-driven moment, and they're like, we have to do this. So no matter what, the players go into this room. No matter what, the players have this interaction. No matter what, the players get this plot twist. And I think you've got to be okay with just not doing those things and just seeing what happens. I think it's where a lot of new DMs, especially who want to tell a really detailed story, kind of fall over a little bit. And it's not knowing when to murder darlings, not knowing how to shuffle things around when needed. Because it's not easy skill to learn. I think it comes with a lot of like time. Worldsmith is great for last minute prep. Wait, you are Worldsmith. Worldsmith said, Worldsmith is great for last minute prep. I feel like there might be an unreliable narrator there, just a little bit. So you've been building a Fey house for the past 2 days, yeah. But the thing is, Magnus, if you genuinely love that prep, because a lot of people love writing and world building and spending a lot of time prepping, then do it. Because it's something you enjoy and you've got the time and like get it done. But I see other DMs who don't want to spend that time prepping, who can't move on from certain phases because their mind's too genius and good and coming up with good ideas. I'm going to go with Ergon. Thank you, Arctic. Oaklesworth? Yeah, okay. That's enough. Oaklesworth. Also, Silver Spray is good. Those are some good village names. Then I also just need a name for a general store. Oh, I can't use Silver Spray because my capital city is called Silvergate, and I think it's too close. But it's fine. 1 second. I'm getting lots of WhatsApp messages. I think it's my group. Imagine if they cancelled. I'd be devastated if they cancelled D&D tonight. All right, cool. It's just organization stuff. My wife's handling a lot of stuff. Yeah, they're talking food. They're talking about what we're going to order in for food. Encounter Builder is great, I guess, if you're even slightly interested in balanced encounters. Yeah, I have no issue making encounters too easy. The only reason I really care about balanced encounters is that I don't want to accidentally kill my players. But I don't mind making them too easy, because my players will have a good time with that. They're just destroying one of my monsters. Yeah, last session my DM was like, if you get captured, please tell your party to surrender. It will move the plot forwards. I was okay with it, but the others rolled so high, we managed to escape, but the emotional damage was huge. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of gyms have that problem. They forget the players lead the story. Yeah. Emotional damage. I don't think I'm a railroady type. I tend to do things like leaving a hint about something and then just writing it in the memo channel, so it's like, yeah, I'm railroady. Like this is railroady. As far as like, I'm setting this up for them and I'm predicting what they're gonna do, but I'm also improv-y in moments. But like when I prep, I'm railroady. Like here at the end of this, I'm so at the end of this session, my players are going to get pieces of information, or by the end of it, which is the end info that they should have. And the one, is that there is more info about the ancient evil in the Library of Clap to the north. 2 is there is a world heart rumored to be in the west across the ocean. And 3, and a world heart to the east in Mod Fort Forest. So I'm kind of telling my players that they can go one of these directions at the end of the session. So it doesn't feel too railroady because they have 3 options. But only giving 3 options is railroady, because I'm going to find out what they're going to do, and next session I'm just going to prep for which one of these to do, you know? So it's like, there's so many different types of railroading, I think. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to plan directions and expect your players to go in them. You've just got to be okay with like being adaptable if they decide to do something else. I should add more things for channel points. Ooh, like what? Because I'm down. My wife chatting to you in the mod channel about random stuff. Yeah, she's a mod as well. She's the boss. She's my boss, Cool Cylinder, so. Wait, actually, 2 seconds. Oh yeah. My dog yet again wants attention. They do be doing that, don't they? I've rarely been accused of making an encounter too easy. As a player, I like a challenging encounter, I gotta say. But I also totally understand when players are like, I just want to like one-shot something. I just want to feel powerful. It's very different. It's like some people love playing a game like Elden Ring, where they're going to get decimated over and over and over again, and they love it. And then there's me, who plays stuff on easy mode for the story. Yeah, railroading is when they want to get off path and you force them onto it. Yeah, I kind of see it as like I'm railroading, but I'm building the rail as they're going, and they just don't see me like doing it. I'm just like, so I'm still got some control. Brennan Lee Mulligan had a really good point there. It was kind of like a water slide, I think he said, and like it's still going downhill. It's still going the right direction. It's just waving all over the place. And you're still in control of it. You still know where it's going, but how you get there is going to be wildly different. I spent 2 days prepping an abandoned tower with a mystic bulwark in the basement. My players managed to nearly burn it to the ground. I got 2 exploration encounters for the price of 1 that way. Phil, we've settled on Bits and Bobs for the general store name. Wait, have you been talking to someone? Because that's a name that I have in my world. Have I said that before? I've been named entirely by me. So yeah, you've learned this from me. Yeah. In my very first campaign, I had 2 NPCs called Dip and Dot. There were 2 goblin potential siblings, potential dating. We never found out. But my party loved Dip and Dot so much, and they helped them out so much, and they opened up a business where they sold general goods, and it was Dip and Dot's Bits and Bobs. By the way, I still have lore behind the World Hearts and stuff. I love how much you've latched onto those. I've been accused of making the encounter too easy. Then they remembered I started to play Black Myth Wukong. They soon found out the boss has a phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. Yeah. All right, Bryson, have a good one. Yeah, go get some. Go eat some maple leaf. Dipping Dots? No. Dip and Dot. 2 separate people. Dot and Dip. Seems none of us are as original as we thought. No, I'm just created by 90s TV shows. And fantasy and sci-fi movies. If you want to shop, make something called Wyverns, Wares and Wares and have it run by a Dragonborn named Wyvern. Oh man. I don't know what dipping dots are, Book Queen. What classes would... It was dip and dot. Dot and dip. It wasn't dipping and dots. They were goblins and they were... not a class at all. They were like a commoner type situation. Well, what's a dip? Let me Google dipping dots. What are you calling dipping dots? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what these are. Why does it kind of look like ice cream, but it's just, are they just hard candy? I feel like they should go on top of something else. They are ice cream? What are you talking about? Oh, they're frozen. They're like Soleros? Do you know what a Solero is? Oh, wait, maybe that's not what I thought it was. Solero did like a Solero Dots? Yeah. So in the UK, I don't know if you had these, we had these things. Solero Shots. And I guess they were like Dippin' Dots. They were like tiny little cubes of ice cream. It's frozen ice cream little balls. You've eaten them in Japan. Leon, are you banning people for no reason? The ice cream of the future. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, from the 90s, yeah. It looks like my dentist would be happy if I had a lot of those. Yeah, your dentist would love it. Are they kind of like, I want to say fish eggs? What are you... No, they're ice cream balls. Like Dippin' Dots. It was a misclick, I swear. I tried getting rid of the menu and Rogue was below it. Can you bring them back or are they gone forever? Pour one out for Rogue, guys. May they rest in peace. They have to roll a new character now. Have I gifted my players anything? We've given them like dice and stuff. Rogue's already unbanned. Oh my god, poor Rogue. I don't think Rogue's ever done anything bad. Leon, chaotic and neutral. Sometimes he just wants to watch the world burn and then put the fire out himself. He wanted to be a hero and do some unbanning, but the only way he could do that is if he did some banning first. I need to shut up at this point. I'm just confusing people. I know what's going on. I mean, this is a massive fumble. Leon, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I think if Rogue's still here, I'm sure they're cool. I'm sure they're cool. Leon reminds me of Leo Valdez from Percy Jackson. That is not a reference I get, but I'm going to trust you and say, yeah. Classic Leon Valdez. All right, let me finish up this encounter builder. Okay, so I put my player's characters in the encounter builder, and it says that the difficulty of the fight is going to be medium, which is exactly what we want. 2 performers, 1 succubus, versus 5 level 5 characters. No, my D&D group is going crazy in the WhatsApp. This happens to you guys, like, as we lead up to the session, people in the D&D WhatsApp group just start, like, talking more. Oh, yeah, it's all food-based. Wait, what are they suggesting? People want spring rolls. Someone said Swiss chalet. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'll eat whatever, but there's a D&D as a DM. My favorite kind of ordering in D&D food is finger food. Like something I can kind of pick up, take a bite, put down again, so that I can keep playing. Like pizza's pretty good. Something like I don't know, like little pieces. I think sushi might be like the best. Phil, how do you make an egg roll? You roll it down a hill. You throw it down a hill. You need Rogue to chat real quick. Leon is fine. Nah, don't call lurkers out of that lurking shell. Some people just don't want to be chatting, and that's absolutely fine. Anyway, Casey, have you ever gifted your players anything? Phil, quick question. If I said to you, what are chips, what would you say? I would ask, unfortunately, I'm a man of the world now, Silence. So I would ask you, what country am I in? When you ask me this question. Because obviously, chips to me are always going to be thick fries. Or fries in general. However, over here when someone says chips, I've learnt the hard way that what they mean is crisps. He's still, Leon, he's still alive. It's fine. No, but yeah, I've learned that the hard way because I've ordered chips here, thinking I was going to get some fries, and got some crisps, and it's not a nice feeling. What if Rogue doesn't know they're one band? Don't throw fuel on the fire, but Queen. It's fine. Plus, it's me. I take full responsibility for anything Leon does. So don't go murdering anyone, Leon. You got them dice, though. Gifted a house at the finale of that campaign. Not a real house, within the game. So I found some cool vintage keys, and I had them polished and given to them from an NPC during a town festival. Oh, that's so cool. Like real life keys. No one's ever died from a broken heart, unless it was a world heart. Yeah, Leon, it's fine. It's fine. You're spending too much time on it. Easy mistake to make, and you fixed it straight away. Very impressively, I must add. Yeah, the real question is, am I comfortable? Am I happy? Am I yappy with my prepping? Let's see what we got here. So, names in this tab. Names can sit in there. So all this is fundamentally the... It's not a lot, really, when you look at it if you take the names out. We spent a lot of time on names. So, yeah, let's do a scene-by-scene breakdown. So layout of the adventure. I guess maybe layout's the wrong term, but... and then scenes. So now in an ideal world, we'd have scene 1. Party arrives in village. Then learns info about the traveling theatre and are pushed to investigate. And that will most probably take scene 1 will be like the village square / tavern / general store / other. So they know so I know like to push them in those directions. And then once they're pushed to investigate, scene 2 will be theatre show. where they can go, and also I think investigating. What do we call New Evo-Wisp? So scene 2, I'm just gonna put like a lot of suspicion on an Evo-Wisp, and they will most definitely break into her bedroom. So we got the trap encounters. Scene 3 will be however they want to do this. I'm fine with improvising. Wherever they want to fight this succubus is just going to be leading up to combat and combat. And then scene 4 will be the party choosing where they go next and setting off. In scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, or scene 4, or spread out about it, I need to leave some rumors, which are location of 2 other world hearts and location of oh yeah, Clap. We call it Clap. Of Clap Library. Of the Library of Clap, where they can go next. Does the Library of Clap sound awful? Nothing against Clap, but I feel like we should change that name. Library of is Clan? Does Clan exist in another fantasy world? Because I recognize it. But Library of Clan, I guess we can go with for now. A simple puzzle could be cool. I don't really know where to get it in on this in particular. Oh, I should come up with a name for the play like Romeo and Juliet that the theatre group are enacting in scene 2. Theatre show. Oh my god! I'll think of something for the name of the show. Julio and Romiette. Library of Panoxia is cool. I actually like Panoxia as maybe the name of Julio and Juliette. Oh my god, you're geniuses. You're geniuses. The show that they're putting on should be about the library. And that's how they find out that the library might have some information about this. Yes. And okay. So they go to the show, and while the show's on, I can describe the scene of them, and in the scene they talk about in the Library of Clan is the Library of Clan holds the key to banishing the corrupted one, right? That's so good. The story of Bendover. Pino and Oxia. Hold on, what is going on with this D&D group? Ah, okay. Trying to decide food. Trying to decide food. We also live in a world where Uber Eats now, we can order different foods in. Pizza's solid, but do you know, so when we were in Japan, I was kind of craving pizza a lot. And we had pizza once in Japan. It was good pizza. And since I got back, it's been a couple of weeks, longer, but I've had pizza like 3 times. I've had too much pizza. So pizzas and burgers, I've been craving them since Japan. In Korea, such a fat pizza. I didn't have any pizza because I was in Korea as well. I didn't have any. I should have done. Damn. I mean, 2 slices and I'm dead. There was a really cool looking pizza place in Seoul, very close to our Airbnb. And we tried to go, but the lineup was like down the road, which was a real shame because that probably means it was great. All right, but Queen, have a good one. Have a good prep. I think I'm pretty much done on the prepping. I feel like I'm pretty comfortable at this point. I'm trying to think. There'll be something that I'm like, God damn it, I can't believe I missed that. Theatre show. Spelled theatre wrong. Called the Library of Klan. And then just because, let's the Library of Klan play. And the play is about the real place, the Library of Klan to the north, where an ancient evil threatened its existence. But a great wizard managed to seal away the evil in a place known as the Obsidian Spire. And that's good, because the Obsidian Spire is where they fought Tiamat and released this evil in the last campaign. So, and I'll remind them of that. So they'll know that, okay, someone at the Library of Klan, a great wizard, managed to banish a great evil into the place where we just accidentally released a great evil. So it's got to be the same great evil. All right, Storyteller, I'll catch you later. The library is in a desert, part of a lost city sunken by sands. The show is about the sun and the sand trying to get together. What do you mean trying to get together? I do like the idea of like a buried ancient library as well. The play is about the real place, the Library of Klan to the north, where the sun meets the sand. Is that lame? I just feel like that's it could be like part of one of the lines. Pulling a Leon. The art of dispensing mod justice to the wrong person. Oh, that's really affected you, has it, Leon? You're fine. Sandman named Dwayne Rock. Yeah, I can foreshadow a puzzle of mirrors as well. That's cool. This is my atonement. Oh no, he's here. Rogue is here, Leon. What are you gonna do? That's so good, Blue. I love all that, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because they might not go to the library for like 7 more sessions, and I don't want to forget what I'm saying here. I don't want to have to take detailed notes. There was no death save. He was lurking. He wasn't even there. Rogue, would you have even have noticed if Leon hadn't been worried about it so much? Do they have a tavern or an inn? You mean where the library is? We're not worrying about the library. The library is way down the future. It's not for this session. Alright, Arctic, catch you later. Everyone roll for a saving throw for this fireball. Thank you. If it is a circus, you can put a puzzle in a mirror maze with a magic mirror. The mirror can say, only those who are blind to vanity may enter to reveal a secret passage. And how do they get through there? He messages you directly. God damn, Leon, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Could have got away with it. Lethal Blanket, thank you for the follow. You just got back. Wait. Is that nat 20? That's nat 20. Nice work, Praise the Sun. I think that... Wait. So, no one's... People roll nat 20s in this chat so little that I don't know what the nat 20 looks like. But I think when you get a dice, that's a nat 20. Players need a reward. You didn't come with one yet. That's true. The reward is information and pushing plot forwards. And the jewelry. So they get money. They get a monetary reward. But if we're thinking magic, like a magic item, that could be fun. If anyone's got any good ideas for like a magic item for a level 5 party that the whole party can use, we could do that. But I'm not that bothered about it. Like a magic ring that captures sunlight. Oh, for the desert? Yeah, they're getting money and jewelry and fame and plot points to solve puzzles. Thinking, Blue, I think you're a genius, but you have to appreciate that I'm gonna forget what I say in this session, and I don't keep detailed notes, so that when they eventually get to the desert to do the puzzle in 2 months' time, they'll be like, "What was this ring for?" And I'll be like, "I don't know." Elaine, how's it going? You just got here. Is there a recap I can read or something? Write it down, lol. No, I'm not trapping myself. I'm not trapping myself now into stuff in the future. This is just a me thing. This is a lazy me thing. Okay, quick recap, guys. I'm only saying this once. Never again, because I'm going to finish up soon. My prep went like this. So party is level 5. Recently, the party released an Ancient Evil. This was 2 months ago. We have a 2-month time skip. We have new players to D&D and to the table who are coming in. And I don't want to like mess around. I want to just get in the action. So I'm just going to say that they are all traveling together as part of a group. And they are fighting the corruption they released 2 months ago. And this has brought them to the village of Flynn, where they heard rumors of villagers disappearing. This has been happening in other villages in the area, but the last 2 disappearances have happened in Flynn, making it seem like whatever is causing the disappearance is still there. So yeah, set in the village of Flynn, it's known for, it's a seaside town. Is seaside one word? It is. The monster is a succubus called Nemevia Wisp, an elf. She's an actor, a thespian. She also has 2 performer minions that we call succubabies, who are kind of just like servants that follow her around. I have created some exploration encounters, like some traps, not puzzles as much, but just like death saving throws. Well, if I'm lucky, just like saving throws that they can do if they try and break into the succubus's cabin. The succubus is part of a traveling theatre troupe who travel around putting on theatre shows and plays for people. The rest of the troupe, there's a bunch of actors. They don't know that Nemevia is a succubus, but she's been killing people and hiding their bodies. And then when the town starts to find out, they just move to a different village, kind of thing. I've got some info here to give out throughout the session to my players for the future of the campaign. I've created some scenes for us to do. So scene 1 takes place in the main village where they meet a bunch of NPCs and they get a bunch of information. Scene 2 is like the theatre area. And there is a play called The Library of Clarn, which the theatre is putting on. And during that time, I'm going to presume that the players will sneak into Nemevia Wisp's cabin to search. And then that will be the top encounters and stuff, and I'll find more information out. Scene 3 will be however they decide to try and trap the succubus and fight the succubus and then combat. And then scene 4 will be the end where the party chooses where to go next with all the information they have. Then I have rumours that they will hear throughout, which will help them decide where they go. Thank you for the... Also, I just got raided with 39... Holy crap. Eldritch Podblast. How is it going, guys? I love you guys. Well, you know I love you. I always raid you. Oh my god, I'm not going to be prepared for all... I'm not used to that many people in my chat, so please bear with me. Normally I try and say hi to everyone, but this might not work here. Oh my god. Hi, guys. Hey. Lol, I love the chaos. Raiding into me reading a Google document about my D&D game must be the least climactic thing. Overflow of chats. What's it going, guys? How was the stream? Hairy Godfather, thank you for the follow. Layaxel, thank you for the follow. Huge. No, I'm not going to be streaming my game here. I have thought about streaming my games, but honestly, I'm kind of shy. I'm a little shy boy, and I want to DM an actual play. I would love to stream for everyone, but I'm kind of working up the confidence to do so. Okay, so what else needs prep work? This is very well set up so far. Maybe give the town a bit of personality. Honestly, Elaine, I think I'm good. Like, I think I'm prepped. I feel pretty comfortable. And also, I feel bad for the raid because I genuinely am about to go and play my session very soon. But yeah, what's up, Dalit? John B. Twitch. Yeah, I'm on Twitch. Sorry, I almost said multi-class. I multi-class to YouTube and Twitch when streaming, so I got raided on Twitch. So my Twitch just absolutely blew up, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you, Eldritch Podblast. You guys, if no one's following Eldritch Podblast, this is such a meme thing to do when people raid, but I genuinely love them, and you should all check them out. Not to mention you need permission from all your players. Yes, and also if it's something that I'm like putting on YouTube and Twitch and potentially profiting from, I would also like to pay my players as well. So like, I'd also want to do like good production value. So I don't know. I'd have to put in a lot of work before I was like willing to DM live or make content out of it. We can raid into Eldritch Pod Blast. They're still online. The old yo-yo raid. Yeah, you get out of here. Give that dog a good walk. Catch you later. Lol, you're getting reddish. I'm going to run psychoanalysis. I'm not. I'm calm. My heart rate is steady. I'm a bad liar. What do I enjoy live streaming? Honestly, my favorite thing to live stream is just chatting to you, like chat. In general. But it's also the one I get the most interactivity. But for anyone who doesn't know, I'm like not doing it today, but I have like a mission to play every single D&D video game ever made that I can play on PC. So I've been playing like games from the 80s. I'm in the 90s now, and I want to make my way all the way up to Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm quite literally like bowled over by how many D&D games there have been, like official D&D games. It's crazy. Come join the Eldritch Pod Blast cult. I mean family. We're definitely not a cult. That sounds legit, guys. That's not sus at all. Just reposted my idea for the magic item. Ooh, in the Discord? I will check it out. Oh, you're throwing that as well? Coin of displacement. D&D is pretty much all talk, so if you can hold a crowd of viewers by simply talking, it pretty much indicates you're a great DM. Well, I don't know about that. I think there are a lot of people out there who could really hold the attention of a large group of people who maybe wouldn't be good DMs, and vice versa. But yeah. Yeah, is everyone coming in from the Eldritch Pod Blast? Are you all D&D fans? Mostly players, or do I have a bunch of DMs in the chat? Not a cult, just mutually enthused about similar subjects. And also the sacrifice thing, right, Harry? That you guys do? The very normal sacrifice? Shh. Wait, how do I join your Discord? Blue Pinks, there should be a link in my channel description below on Twitch and on YouTube, depending on where you are. The entity needs the blood or it dies. And if it dies, we die. Long live the entity. You're a player pretty new to D&D. Ooh, Alpha, how are you finding it? Is it like, I don't mean, I find with new players, they can often, especially if you aren't a big gamer, it can be overwhelming. But not necessarily in a bad way. Welcome back, Book Queen. Addicted big time. Yeah. That's the worst part about D&D, especially when you get into it. It's the idea that you want to play it, and there's so few things in life nowadays that you can't just have access to whenever you want. Like if you've got a video game, you can just play it whenever you want. TV shows, always coming out. Movies, not so much anymore, but yeah. But with D&D, you don't have access to it at all times. So you end up kind of just like living in your own head, like outside of it, thinking about it until you get a chance to play again. You're new to playing D&D and you are the DM to your game. How is that? So, because you might be like me then, because when I first started out, I was the DM of my group and I had never played. And in fact, it became a running joke that I think for like 8 months, I DM'd a weekly session. And I like to think I was like learning everything about being a DM. And I was like, I've never played the game as a player. I'm also used D&D as well. Never played an actual game yet, but love your channel. The math numbers aspect intimidates you. You have dyslexia of numbers. Yeah. I gotta say, I don't like maths, or math if you're in North America, but I kind of got used to it because you're adding very similar numbers all the time. And if you don't want it to be that crunchy, you can just run like less crunchy, like combat and stuff. Like one of the things that I look for the most when I'm choosing a monster when I'm DMing is how simple it is. I would much rather run a simple monster and make it interesting in the way I roleplay it, or make it interesting in the way, it runs in some other aspects, than I would having a long list of like things it can do and loads of numbers. The Forever DM curse, yes. You spent like over 1,000 kilometers. Wait, I almost said kilometers. You spent over 1,000 kilometers on D&D. I'm not sure what KM is, but 500 euros on D&D over the last 4 years. I'm about to buy the final book, but I need to order it from abroad. Oh, that sucks that you can't get it where you are. Your DM and his partner have split up, and we played at their house, and she was a player. So now I'm exclusively a DM and no longer a player. You've been promoted. Or demoted, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, like, the whole inner workings of a D&D group, when two people fall out, especially if they're a couple, it can, like, change everything. Adele, I also bought the starter set so me and my friends can play. None of us have really played before, and I'm going to DM. Or Adele, that's the best situation to be in. When no one's played, so everyone's brand new. I think you're going to love it. Wimzella, it's challenging. I like best to make up my own stuff. I too has dyslexia and ADHD. It makes a game, though. If it makes a game, it makes a game. Greetings from Alaska. What's up, Blaze? I'm still trying to find a way to run combat that I find enjoyable. It's so boring at low level. Elaine, the best thing I ever did, and this is not for everyone, bear in mind this could kill players, but the best thing I ever did was just halving the health of any monster. So if the monster has 30 health, I say it's got 15. So it dies really fast. And then I double the damage. So it just knocks people down in one. And honestly, combat is so fast, it's so deadly, and it's so tense. I think it's like so much more fun to play that way. Yeah, the problem with that is if you crit, if you have a lucky run and you just roll a bunch of 20s, it's very easy to do an insane amount of damage to your players and kill everyone. So it really, you got to be careful. Your game is with all new players, so a lot is on me to know everything. Wimzella, if you are also brand new, I think everyone should get an understanding. Especially the players should learn how to play their characters. It's a lot to rely on the DM for unnecessarily. Like, honestly, don't feel like you need to do everything. I'm definitely going to try out that idea. Yeah, it's good, honestly. Early on description rather than altering mechanics. Yeah. Excellent suggestion. Try it. The caveat, though. Remember the caveat. You have dyscalculia too, and memory issues and ADHD. I get so lucky having an extremely patient DM when I started out. That's good to know. It's good to know there's some good DMs out there. I might actually do that because I have an issue with how long it takes for one piercer to get killed. Yeah. Yeah, if you half the other downside is that if the players crit, they could one-shot your enemies, which is also bums. But if you're fine with that, go for it. Yeah, I started fudging rolls in my player's favor when I kept rolling really high on a low-level party. Well, just rather than killing them. Fair. Percent of DMs don't know every law, if any, actually. Dude, if you... so true, if you watch me, if you watch any of my streams for long at all, you'll see that I fundamentally rely on chat for, like, so many rulings. Especially now, because we've just had the new core rulebooks come out. Thank you for the follow, Wickerbear. We've literally just had all these new rule changes that have just come out. So most long-term DMs don't know the current rules that well. So you're fine. I did that once, nat 20 and highest damage possible. Poor Paladin. Pour one out for the Paladin. I try to make my players feel cool. That's what makes things fun. I agree. Oh, let me just make sure what is happening in the D&D chat. Yeah. So yeah, I've got my session like very soon. So I'm going to jump off soon. But the D&D WhatsApp group is alive right now, just with everyone trying to figure out what we want to order in for food. Boom, 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 boom. More than welcome, professional DM of 25 years and just here to wish you luck. I'm sure you'll do a grand job and may the rules be forever in everyone's favour. Thank you. And I should say, on YouTube, it does say it's my first game in 3 hours. It's not my first ever D&D game. It's my first game of this, like, campaign arc with these people. Do I prep on streams regularly? I would love to do that again. I think I may have to, honestly, because I've really enjoyed this. Like, it's been a really good time. And it's not just because the numbers on Twitch and YouTube have been really good. It's because you guys, like, did most of the prepping for me. So, you know. We talked about it before. I would still like to, like, give out this... share this Google Doc with you guys, and you can all just prep my session for me. And we'll just see what gobbledygook comes out with, like, 60 people all writing in a doc at the same time. Get pizza, fit the stereotype of nerdy D&D players. Dude, I want pizza, but I don't think the group's going to go for pizza. My wife's not going to go for pizza. We've had pizza so often recently. You knew DM yourself. You made it through for eventually. It's a great party. Decided I should play them. Curse of Strahd, big mistake my part. It's a very difficult book. I still need to run Curse of Strahd. You missed a raid. You missed a big raid as well. And everyone was really nice and cool, so... impressive stuff. This was your doing, Rogue. Wait, why isn't May the Rolls be with you an official D&D greeting or blessing? May the rolls be forever in your favor. Alright guys, I can hear my wife running around doing some last minute cleaning for D&D tonight, and I should go and help, because I'm being a bad husband. But if you guys stick around over on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube, if you could join Twitch, I will I will raid out. Let's see who's on. And if anyone has any recommendations for people to raid, let me know. See if there's any... Is there any other, like, solo chatters on D&D? Raid, I heal. Oh, I did not do exclamation mark SO username to shout them out. Now I feel really bad. Hopefully they don't hate me. Emerald Collective, is that in D&D? Oh no, they're playing a game though. I kind of feel bad raiding people playing a game. Thank you for the follow, Crit Bard. Absolute legend. How are you, Crit? Elenia Mania on Twitch now. Welcome over. Elenia Mania is a great Twitch name. I'm good, thanks, Crit. It's good to see you. Alright, I'm raiding. I'm literally finishing the stream though. I just need someone to raid.
We'll sit here. Yeah.
I think we just slept. We've raided this guy before. He's been absolutely great. I think out of pure panic mode, we'll do it again, because thank you. It's more like I've got to go and do a bunch of washing up now. And preparation for the being in physical. We should raid Cat the Mao one day. Dude, I'm trying to get her to stream again. She keeps saying she wants to, but alas, I think she's nervous about it. Okay, we're raiding out. We're raiding Evan Blair Art, who is doing some fantasy artwork right now. And thank you guys. If you have sessions this weekend or tonight, have really good ones. If you have them next week, just have terrible ones. No, have good ones as well. And I will catch you guys later. Bye now.